On May 25th, 2020, George Floyd, an African-American man, died in the Powderhorn community of Minneapolis in the U.S. state of Minnesota. While Floyd was handcuffed and lying face down on a city street during an arrest, Derek Chauvin, a European-American Minneapolis police officer, kept his knee on the right side of Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. According to the criminal complaint against Chauvin, 2 minutes and 53 seconds of that time occurred after Floyd became unresponsive. Officers Tao Thao, J. Alexander Kueng, and Thomas K. Lane participated in Floyd's arrest, with Kueng holding Floyd's back, Lane holding his legs, and Tao looking on as he stood by nearby. Preliminary results from the official autopsy found no indication that Floyd died of strangulation or traumatic asphyxia, but that the combined effects of being restrained, underlying health conditions, including coronary artery disease and hypertensive heart disease and potential intoxicants in his system, likely contributed to his death. An independent autopsy commissioned by Floyd's family found that Floyd's death was, I quote, a homicide caused by asphyxia due to neck and back compression that led to a lack of blood flow to the brain. The arrest was made after Floyd was accused of using a counterfeit $20 bill at a market. Police said Floyd physically resisted arrest. Some media organizations commented that a security camera from a nearby business did not show Floyd resisting. The criminal complaint filed later stated that based on body camera footage, Floyd repeatedly stated he couldn't breathe while standing outside the police car, resisted getting in the car, and intentionally fell down. Several bystanders recorded the event on their smartphones, with one video showing Floyd repeating, "Please, I can't breathe, mama, and don't kill me," being widely circulated on social media platforms and broadcast by the media. All 4 officers were fired the next day, but clearly that was not enough, and now we're kind of in a state of disarray in quite a few states in the union right now. And we feel like it's our social responsibility to at least talk about it. Obviously, we try to be funny and, make light of a lot of things on the show, but in light of the situation, because this is obviously what I think is historic times, we want to do our part and kind of cast our opinions on what's going on. So, with that being said, let's dive into this very somber, humbling, I suppose, episode of Mike.
Dipping Milk in Cookies.
Bingo.
Welcome to Dipping Milk in Cookies with your host Garrett Cookie Smith and Michael Milkman Segovia.
All right, welcome to another episode of Dipping Milk and Cookies. Guys, I am Garrett, Cookie Commander Smith. With me, as always, Michael, motherfucking Master Milker Segovia. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, excuse me. Man, everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah,
it's
and
just real intense.
Yeah. Right now, I want it to be known. This episode, we're recording it on the 1st of June. It's going to come out in a week. A week from today, so obviously a week is a long time. A lot of shit can change in a week, so take that with a grain of salt, but we're just reporting on the stuff that we have dealt with up until this point. So I just wanted to throw that out there just in case anybody hadn't caught on to that already.
It's not like anybody's going to comment or reply or say anything
no
about
shit.
you
Well,
guys'
I mean,
facts
maybe,
are wrong.
hopefully, I mean, that's, if anything, this would be the time that people will say something.
Yeah.
Because yeah, probably are going to get a lot of these facts wrong. I'm just kidding. I have actually taken some time to really prep this one properly, because this is a very, very, very serious fucking situation, in my personal opinion. I know a lot of people are they're framing this to be something that it's really not, But at the same time, there's a lot of people also not treating it with the right amount of respect. So we'll see. It's been a pretty rough week.
Yeah, it will be 1 week today that
1 week tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Yeah. Or wait, no, there's 31 days in May. You're right. Today.
Yeah.
Today,
so
1 week today.
Today be 1 week.
Yeah, that's a good point. So obviously, when this happened, it took a couple of days for it to really kind of gather some steam, so to speak. But obviously, Minneapolis, the heaviest hit of the protests / riots, and it's heroic. We have the band's label is in Minneapolis, right? We know a lot of bands that play in Minneapolis due to the label. One of our buddies from one of the label powerhouse bands, Coffin Rights, the drummer from that band, Tom Tier, has been huge with helping out and trying to do the right thing in this present situation in Minneapolis. And you can go to his page and you can literally watch all the videos of all the stuff that he's been doing, where he's been, and he's been in it, man. He was on the bridge when that fucking truck, that semi, came through like a goddamn madman. He got fucking pepper sprayed on the bridge when the cops showed up to disperse everybody. This guy he's in it, man. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty fucking wild shit. But again, in my personal opinion, you take it with a grain of salt because I am an idiot. These protesters, they're leaving the door open for the filth, the scum of the cities, to kind of come out to use that to piggyback off of that to start these riots and shit. Because all the protesters, all the shit you see during the day when the sun is still out, that's the sort of shit that should be happening. The peaceful protests to let everybody know this sort of shit has got to stop now.
Yeah.
This is the voice of the unheard coming out right now. And listen up, motherfuckers. We are many. Don't think, and that's the thing. That's what sucks is you have the right intentions. All these people are out here doing this peacefully, not quietly, but they're doing it peacefully without trying to cause any shit. And then all it takes is just one fucking jackass, once the sun starts to go down, to throw the fucking rock or to throw the fucking cocktail and start a fire, some crazy shit like that. And that's the scariest part about it, because even though we're in West Milwaukee, so we're adjacent from downtown, we're still close enough for shit to eventually start to spread.
Yeah, we're not too far.
But I feel like they are going to start to calm down, because obviously it was the fucking weekend, and truth be told, I'm sure a lot of people got to go back to fucking work. So that's my hope, because it has been kind of stressful. But I can't even imagine how stressed out some of these these law enforcement agents or officers are, in Minneapolis and shit, because these people are not fucking around, man. People are getting hurt. People are getting fucking hurt. People are dying. And it's just right now is not the time, not only because we're kind of trying to sift through a fucking pandemic, so these huge groups of people, that's already just a bad idea. But secondly, it's not the right time to do that because we're trying to deal with the fucking wreckage that is COVID. So and we're going out there and we're destroying neighborhoods. We're destroying fucking communities, man. These people are not understanding. And sure, they're burning down, the franchises and stuff. So sure, I can understand your choice of target, so to speak. But at the same time, dude, when you're looting the fucking stores in your fucking neighborhood, I don't understand what's going through people's minds as far as that shit goes. You want to fucking cause a fucking ruckus, you want to loot and stuff, fine, whatever. Fuck the establishment. And that's my honest opinion. Fuck the establishment. They've never done anything to really truly help us. Yeah, they give us Band-Aids here and there. They'll give us a nice meal every once in a while. But they're really always fucking extort us. They're just a big mob, really, in my opinion. You're gonna get used to that for this episode. I'm gonna say in my opinion a lot. But yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy too, especially how the timing of everything and how it all transpired. America opens up, insert SpongeBob several minutes later, and then everything's on fucking fire. What the hell is happening in 2020? Like, dude, it's so mind-boggling too, because like you go into a year, and I mean, obviously nobody's a fucking psychic, nobody's a soothsayer, nobody can see what the future's gonna be, but it's just like one shitstorm after another. And like me and the boys in the band were talking to each other like, dude, when is this shit gonna end? Like, is this gonna be our 2020? Like, it's just gonna be nonsense all goddamn year?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that the George Floyd murder, and that was a fucking murder. I don't give a shit what anybody says. That guy had no business being on his neck entirely that long. You got 3 grown-ass police officers and 1 dude with his fucking hands handcuffed behind his back. There's absolutely no reason that you need 3 fucking dudes holding him down. There's no excuse for that at all. But yeah, like, I'm not saying that shit isn't, that it's nonsense, but like, it's this whole year, like I said, it's just been fucking crazy, ridiculous. Blah, blah. But yeah, obviously, with, you know, the murder of George Floyd cities, there have been, let's see here, let me stretch this out a little bit. Back to top. Yeah, 15 states at least. This was a day ago. Okay, so in fact, yeah, 15 states. What do we got here? Colorado, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Minnesota, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Washington State, Wisconsin, and Washington, D.C. All 15 of these states have had National Guard troops deployed. Like, and that shit's scary, because I saw it when I was coming back from work on Saturday, because that's when they first showed up, on my stretch of 94 East coming home, right at the interchange. For literally like a quarter mile, there were cop cars lined on the outsides of the highway, like on both sides, and at the front and end of each one of those columns was a fucking Humvee. So it's like, people don't understand, like, this, we're so fucking close to a civil war. I'm just like, it's gonna fucking happen. I feel like it's gonna happen. It's almost inevitable. You know, me and Emily were talking about this the other night. Like, this is some sick, twisted fucking plan. Like, it is a conspiracy, people. Because it's, if you think about it, man, you weaken the country by making everybody sick. Cue racism again in its fucking finest form, purest form in Wisconsin, or not Wisconsin, but in its final form, yeah, in the United States, and that's going to create civil unrest, which pushes us to a fucking civil war. And then guess what happens? China and Russia are like, okay, all right, now's the time. Let's split it. You get half, we get half. Let's kick these fucking assholes out of the party. Like, that is so beyond plausible. It's like, it almost made me throw up when I had like really thought about it. But like, at the same time, I was really, really baked. So, you know,
it just wouldn't happen.
No,
just would not happen. Once the country knew that it was happening,
yeah,
everybody would just stop what they were doing and they're just like, no.
But so that's the thing.
But not
but for already to the point of no return. You understand?
Oh, you're talking about
like if a civil war were to break out, yeah. And then the country gets weakened even more because we're killing ourselves, killing each other, and everybody's got a fucking gun nowadays, so everybody's dying. Somebody, like, dude, there'd be a lot of death. There'd be a lot of death if another civil war broke out.
I don't think we'll get to that point.
Look at the last week, bro.
Yeah.
15 states.
But it still takes a lot to really push it to that point. Like,
no, you're right. You're right. But, dude, I was talking
almost the same topic.
Talking to Harley yesterday, dude. They were looting right in his city, in his city, dude. Mm-hmm. And like I read an article. Somebody else, one of my other buddies in Illinois sent me an article talking about how home invasions and B&Es are starting to become more frequent in Illinois. Like, dude,
I don't think that's gonna be enough to push this country to divide to that point.
Not if another fucking white dude kills another black dude.
I don't know. A black guy allegedly just killed a white cop. I don't know. I didn't really read into the details.
I read that.
I mean, excuse me. I'm not saying by any means that it can't happen.
The probability of it happening. Yeah, I'm sure it's something on. And again, I was really, really baked when I had that thought. I've seen that movie too many fucking times to not see like the possibility. Like, holy shit, it's plausible. It makes sense to me. So I suppose we'll see what happens in another month. But yeah, dude, things are fucking wild. People wilding out. Just fucking going.
Well, in 3 weeks, something new is gonna start, and then it'll be
the second spike
by July.
Spike. Yeah, I mean, it's only gonna be a matter of time before something else fucking happens this year. I mean, we just got to keep the fucking shitstorms coming, you know. So if it's not murder hornets or aliens or fucking COVID or riots, you know, I'm just waiting for
Squaggers.
Squaggers. Yeah.
The squirrel tigers.
Yeah. I saw
Tigers,
that.
squirrels,
Oh
whatever.
my god.
So cute.
But yeah, it's been pretty wild in Milwaukee the last couple of nights. Chris, my drummer Chris, Dusty, our singer, they both live on 1st and 2nd Street in Walker's Point. So they've shared a lot of sentiment and a lot of thoughts about the situation. Like Chris, he was at the liquor store like all night last night with their security team, just protecting the store from looters, because there was a CBD store literally right down the street on Oakland, got fucking looted, completely destroyed. Like, I don't get it. And but I want to try, you know. I don't want to be the one that just calls them savages and fucking you're not doing the right thing. Like, I want to try to understand where they're coming from, but I honestly don't even think they do. Like, they're using a very, very tragic, very, very serious situation as an excuse, as a scapegoat to just do whatever the fuck they want. And granted, again, enough is enough. This has happened too many times, way too many times. I got a list of killings by police, by law enforcement, just going until 2009. Let's see. Had 128 deaths in 2019, 403 in 2018, 138 in 2017, 200 in 2016, 850 in 2015, 635 2014. That's fucking wild. Like, and it's consistent. 344, 608, 172, 297, like, and it's fucking nuts. They even break it down by month to month in each one of those years. And, like, do you want to take a guess at what month usually has the most deaths in the year?
May.
April and May. Yeah. It's fucking coincidental, huh? Mm-hmm. It's fucking scary, dude. There's a lot of, there's a lot of really good cops out there, but again, there's a lot of really fucking bad ones. A lot of bad ones, man. This fucking Chavarin guy, like, this isn't his first like instance of insubordination and shit like that, or excessive force. This guy, he's a scumbag, a real fucking scumbag. He's been charged with 3rd-degree murder, but I really don't see. I don't know. I think what really needs to happen, truth be told, is this guy just needs to be given to the people. I can almost guarantee you right now things would calm down like that if
get handled as soon as he gets in there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but see, that's the thing though, man. You know, they'll do as much as they can to keep that guy fucking safe.
Yeah, like they did with Epstein.
Well, Epstein didn't kill himself. Well, I suppose you have to. Sorry, a little humor. Sorry, guys. All right, tough crowd. Sorry. But yeah, I find it to be very very coincidental though that, like, literally all this jumps off with George Floyd, and then what's COVID? What is that? Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? Like, all of that coverage just completely disappears, and it's like, last time I checked, that's still a pretty fucking serious situation. Like, is it not?
Yeah.
The way you guys were fucking portraying it this whole time, it sounded pretty fucking serious, but now
that they have like systems in place and procedures and stuff, it can take a back burner to, like, cities burning down and people dying, and it's what is the hot topic right now. So everybody's going to talk about it. Every news source, like, that's all anybody's got going on right now, because it is so huge.
Because it is important.
It's worldwide. It's happening worldwide.
Yeah, it is. It's happening in Africa. It's happening in London.
Yeah,
it's happening in China. Yep.
Japan.
Mm-hmm. It's fucking wild. It's wild.
Yeah,
it's wild.
And it's because everybody knows that it happens, and everybody knows that like you said, some cops, they're just bad cops, bad seeds. They get in there and they just know, I have power.
Yeah, I got this badge.
My cop brothers are going to fucking have my back, and I can be ruthless. again,
So
I've
fucked
seen
up,
that
dude.
movie time and time again too. You know,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not an uncommon tale. That's for sure. Like police corruption is police corruption for a reason. Like it happens all of the fucking time. All of the time. But yeah, seeing to it that the news isn't really reporting on any of the COVID-19 statistics, I figured I'd at least brush us up a little bit just to kind of keep everybody on their toes. So let's see. Let me click on this. So in Milwaukee County, I'm doing Milwaukee County first, just because obviously I live in Milwaukee County. We've had 7,750 confirmed cases in Milwaukee County, which led to just one under 300 deaths. The whole state confirmed cases 18,403 deaths. Again, total state it's 592. Now in Milwaukee County, there's been 94 new cases as of yesterday, and obviously you can't really see the chart that I'm looking at, but we are on a slow, gradual incline, and obviously with the protests, I can definitely see that number going up again. It's 173 new cases. Again, that curve is just it's going
to come back up.
It's a slow climb. Slow climb. And that 173 new cases since yesterday, that's for the whole state of Wisconsin, it has gone down as far as like state to state goes. Like we were in the top 10 highest hit states there for a hot minute.
I feel like Wisconsin always is in the top 10 for fucking states.
For whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, yeah, for the most part. But yeah.
There's consistency.
Yeah, right. New York still topping it off with 370,000 cases. That's almost 371,000 actually. New Jersey trailing behind at 160,000. Illinois is 120. California 111. Massachusetts 96. Pennsylvania 76. Texas 64. Michigan 57. Florida's at 56. Maryland is at 52. To round out the top 10, we make it somewhere on the 24th spot at 18. 18 large.
18,000 out of 8 million.
Well,
as of right now.
No, well, I mean, just in the United States, there's only 1.8
Total?
1.8 million cases. Confirmed cases.
Out of like 450 million people?
Yeah, that sounds right. It's still a huge, huge number. But yeah, I hope everybody is still fucking washing their hands, being an adult.
Is that Thor meme?
Is it though, really? What else we got here? What else? Close that and that and that. Obviously, Milwaukee, we've been kind of whiling out the last couple of nights. It's been more so on the north side of the city.
And the east side.
And the east side, yeah. The east side, that shit was going down last night.
I caught a little bit of that. They were going down
so
Locust.
fucking nuts, man. So many people, bro. But, honestly, again, what do you think was going to happen? How many times have we seen this? Just time and time again, over and over and over again. Frankly, I'm surprised it had like something catastrophic like this hasn't happened earlier, because there's been so many. I mean, there were riots just in 2016 in Milwaukee over the same fucking. You want to take a guess? Over the same fucking thing, police shooting. Like, the shit. It's no fucking joke, and I'm really curious as to see how the establishment is going to handle this. Trump made a fucking statement to all the governors like, "Hey, you need to get stronger. You need to get tougher on these protesters and shit." And it's like, bro,
he's calling for 10 years jail time for protesters.
Really? Really? Because that's the best fucking idea. What the hell is wrong with that guy? What? 10 years? 10 years jail sentence for protesting.
I think that's probably for the people that get caught
that are inciting riots.
Stuff,
Those are that I can understand. But even
I didn't read it, so don't quote me on that. But that's what my guess would be. I'm not trying to defend the guy, but that'd be my guess.
Yeah.
Like
But I mean, that
you can't
all
give
fair
somebody
and well.
10 years for just standing there with a sign.
Yeah,
Any judge will just throw that away.
Yeah. Not to mention that would fucking freak, like, that would create more population for the prisons and jails.
They couldn't even do it. They don't even have room.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're already fucking to capacity. Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fucking crazy time. It's a crazy time to be alive, dude. There's just been so much shit, so many big things that have happened this year. Like, I've been saying it since, COVID really became, this big thing. Like, this is going to be a chapter in a fucking history book someday, and it's humbling, because you get so used to a certain way of life, you get so used to a certain way of things, and then all of a sudden the rug gets taken out from underneath you. But like, our generation has never known that kind of struggle. Like, sure, the war in Afghanistan, sure, what was the one before that in the Gulf War?
There's Desert Storm.
Desert Storm, that's what I was thinking of. But like, again, our generation, we were too young. We were too young for that. Grenada.
Almost 13 hours.
Yeah. But like,
what? Is that a real place? Like, it's so small.
Attica, man.
I think it's smaller than Muskego, dude.
Yeah,
like,
I'm pretty sure the fucking flight
couple
over was
knuckleheads.
longer than the fucking fight.
Yeah, right. They just showed up. Oh, you guys actually did show up.
Yeah.
We were kidding.
We're good. Yeah. So that's all you. Smoke.
Yeah.
But yeah, lost my train of thought there. Chapter in a book, history book. Our generation has never known like a really trying event, a situation. Like, obviously in the 20s, Great Depression, Prohibition, all that sort of shit. 40s, 50s, the fucking World War II, 60s, 70s, Vietnam. What was 80s?
Well, they had
AIDS.
those riots in the 60s.
Yeah,
67.
Yeah. In the 80s, you're talking about AIDS and everything, the AIDS outbreak. But I mean, that's not a contagious disease. That was that was a transmitted disease. But I mean, either way, that was still a very real thing that lots of fucking people were dealing with, and like, our generation, the most traumatic thing we've had to deal with, I feel like, was 9/11. That was a huge thing for us, because that was the first time we'd ever been really exposed to mass amounts of Americans dying.
Yeah.
Needlessly. So that, outside of that, like, we've literally been on autopilot this whole time. You understand what I'm saying? So like, now it's like, they're like, people are slapping us around like, fuck, like, all right, we got it. Australia and fucking shit, California's burning, we gotta stop starting fires, washing our hands. It's just like, all right, now here's COVID, now fucking go home, start saving your money, because you're gonna fucking need it, because you're not going to work anymore, because
the murder hornets are coming.
Yeah, because the fucking the squaggers are coming. Like, seriously, man. And then now this George Floyd stuff starts to pop off, and it's like, dude, can we all just chill out?
This was bound to happen, though. Like,
no, it's
they
inevitable.
Trapped people in their houses for months, and we're just
exactly
like, no more school. You're stuck with your kids. You're stuck with your spouse. Like, figure it out.
Yeah.
And then people start getting the opportunity to be outside.
Yeah.
Things just start getting interesting, and for some people, it just takes a wrong turn. And I'm not saying that cop took a wrong turn, because I'm sure that was intentional.
Yeah. I don't know if it was intentional, but like,
for almost 9 minutes, that's intentional.
But see, the thing is, I feel like, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There's no fucking way you're not gonna realize that the guy's not fucking breathing anymore.
No, I mean,
You have 3 guys on him. There's no way at least one of those dudes is gonna be like, hey, I don't think he's breathing.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I shouldn't say okay by any means, but I mean, I could see them like in their training, like for at first to restrain him to get the cuffs on, but that should only be like a 15-second thing.
He already had his cuffs on, man.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, I didn't see the full thing. I keep seeing different parts of it. I haven't actually looked up the full thing because I know it's going to disturb me.
He gets handcuffed when he walks out of the store.
Okay.
They sit him up against a wall. He sits down. They talk to him for like a second. He picks him back up. And then that's when they start to walk him to the squad car across the street on the corner, conveniently kind of in the blind spot. And then that's when the driver's side rear door opens. Him and the cop go back, and you can still see his head above the door, but you can't see what's happening. And then all of a sudden, his head drops, and then there's like some sort of skirmish, and then that cop shuts that door and then goes around to the other side, and then that's where it said he like was resisting arrest. That's where he fell to the ground to not get into the car, and then that's when all the cops got on top of him. And like, dude, I've watched every single fucking angle that I can find.
I've read more on it than I've actually seen,
dude. And I honestly felt the same exact way you did. I didn't really want to see it at first, just because like it's disturbing footage, man. Like, especially when you got other people. There's fucking civilians on the street. Like, hey, bro, he is gonna die. You are killing that man. Get off his neck like that. He's telling you, let him up, man. He's handcuffed. Get off his neck. And this cop is literally just looking at him like they're fucking speaking gibberish. And it's just like, dude, and there's a camera in your fucking face. What do you think is going to happen, man? What are you doing? Get up. Get up. And it's just like, yeah, that did not happen. But the one angle that really fucked me up the most, there's like right on the corner, I forget what store it is, but there was a camera right on top, literally right on top of the squad. And you can see one cop with Floyd in the car, and there's something happening in the car because you can see the cop's got his foot like on the curb trying to get leverage because he keeps coming back and then back and forth and back and forth. And it's fucked up because that fat fucking little Asian cop Tao, and it's not racist, call it what you want, he's just standing there. He's just kind of standing there just looking around, and I swear to God, he looks directly into the camera, and you can see him go like, guys, camera. And then that's when the dude literally shuts the door and then goes to the other side of the car. Like, I don't know, man. That shit to me is like...
But you know what's been really crazy? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
A couple things I've been thinking about. What's crazy to me is since this has happened, there's still been other videos that have come out of other police brutalities in other cities. Like bad. And then another thing that I thought was interesting was since this has happened, I have not seen anything or heard anything about the KKK. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Being involved to support anything, anything like that, which I find very interesting because, like, back in the day, that's what it was.
Yeah,
it was like the KKK trying to tell everybody, you know, like, hey, this is what we want, and it's like. It makes me feel like either two ways. One, they're just like, this ain't us. Like, this is a whole nother situation, you know, because it's involving law enforcement.
Yeah.
And then there's two where they just feel like they are definitely outnumbered. They can't just come out of their little woodwork and stuff and then feel like, man, there's just way too many right now. Because there's thousands and thousands of people.
They're just waiting. Those boys are just waiting for them people to get fucking goofy and start doing the house invasions. Dan, go ahead, boy. Come on.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's a very good argument though. That is really ironic, you'd think, because like right now you would think those guys would be rallying to support the fucking Blues, the badges. Right. So it's just like, what's really up, motherfuckers? What's really going on, dude? So. Man, and that's another thing I read, and again, dude, I could go for hours down a really deep rabbit hole as far as theories go with this whole situation. But one theory that stuck out to me the most was now that this has happened again, and this is the perfect time just because everybody has been all fucking cooped up and everybody has cabin fever, that the government is hiring civilian contractors essentially to go out in these protests to be the guys to incite the riots. Because all it takes is one dude. People are fucking dumb and really easy led. And like, I honestly, the only reason why I know that is because I consider myself to be fairly charismatic. And like, when I worked at CMP, I would run sessions with literally 100 people. 100 people. And as long as you knew what you were saying, how to say it, when to say it, with the right bass inflection in your throat, you could get these people to basically do anything you wanted, essentially. So when passions are fucking high, screaming through the roof, all it takes is one fucking guy to say the William Wallace thing, hop up on a fucking car, say the one thing, light the fucking thing, and just fucking toss it. And then it takes 2 seconds for half of that crowd to be like, yeah! And then rage, and then chaos.
I saw a thing that was interesting too that said that, it showed a bunch of pictures of riots in the last few years that have happened in the cities where sports teams have won their championships. And they're doing the same thing. They're looting, they're burning shit, like causing destruction. And people are kind of like, well, yeah, man, the Red Sox won the goddamn pennant, baby.
I won that shit in 30 years, dog.
Yeah, right. So it's like, yeah, burn that fucking thing down.
Right.
But it's like right now, everyone's just like, dude, what are you doing? I get it. It's hurting the communities, but
it really is. Yeah, it really is. I understand why it's happening, and it should be happening, but we need to be going about it in a different way. In a different way, for sure.
I feel like everybody needs to listen to Marvin Gaye.
What's going
on?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That and smoke a big joint. Like, really, like, honestly, that's what I should be doing. I should just be going out onto these protests when the riots start and just start handing out edibles. That's what I should be doing. Guys, eat this. It's good. It's good. And then just wait.
Roll some pinners.
Yeah, some fucking skinny peas.
Yeah. Hand out some skinny peas to everybody. Be like, here's a little
everybody,
toothpick.
come on, man. Everybody chill out, baby.
Clean your teeth.
Come on, clean them teeth, baby. Let's go.
Clean them teeth. Let's have a conversation.
Right? Seriously. I seriously wonder how much shit, or how much things would calm down if people were smoking out there and eating edibles and stuff. Some, yeah. Yeah, and then you get other ones, the fucking squares that'd be freaking the fuck out, just really panicking. I gotta go home. That's my big thing, like, as of late, dude, just with the state of, how everything is in the city right now. It's just like, dude, like, Emily works downtown, like, come home. Just come home. I want you here. Like, just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case, man. Like, I just want you here with me. Because, dude, things are getting fucking weird. But,
yeah,
such is life. It sucks. I have the deepest sympathies for the Floyd family and, everybody that's been affected directly from his murder. Because it's a tragedy, man. It's an absolute fucking tragedy. And you'd think we'd learn our lesson. You'd think we'd learn our lesson by now, since we've done it thousands of times since the inception of police law enforcement. So, hopefully we figure it out after this one, because I feel like if this one doesn't resolve and it were to happen again, there's no going back then. Especially if the context for the situation is just as fucked up, if not worse. Yeah.
I think a lot of the looting is happening because of the COVID situation. People lost their jobs.
No,
money.
That's also another
so
thing.
They're just
I've
like, you know
heard
what?
too.
I'm going in.
It's time to go get it back. It's time to go get it back.
I'm
Yeah.
getting what's mine.
Yeah.
I was fucked.
Yeah, I gotta get it back. I'm going to get it back.
So I'm not condoning it, but I mean, like, I get it, man. I fucking get it.
I can understand the angle. I don't have to respect it, but I can understand it.
Yeah.
And that's a very valid argument. I was trying to do the right thing. I was on the up and up, and just because I do live in a fucked up neighborhood, now you automatically think that I'm a fucking scumbag. But listen, man, I do have 3 kids to feed at home, and I can't go to work now. So guess what? That fucking Walgreens that's right around the corner from my house, that's damn near on fire. Yeah, I'm gonna go get mine right now, so I can fucking keep my family, surviving.
That's my thing, man. Hey, go ahead, go in there, steal their shit. Everything's insured. Like, they have crazy
The franchises. Not the mom and pops. Not the mom and pops. Those, I'm sure those are insured too, but like, even
to an
still,
extent. But I'm
Even
saying,
still, man.
if you're gonna loot, just don't burn anything down. Break the windows, get in there, get what you want, get the fuck out. Just don't set it on fire, because you're hurting a person too.
Everybody at the Dipping Milk and Cookie staff cannot condone or agree with anything that is being said on said podcast. Just a perspective from the master milker there. Don't go steal anything.
Oh,
You
okay,
really
yeah, you're
shouldn't.
part of the man too, huh? Trying to silence me?
Right, yeah. Well,
Oh.
I mean,
Look at this.
you see what I deal with? Yeah. Yeah. I got honestly, man. I got nothing. I can't even talk about this anymore because it gets me so
Keeps
upset.
going. You can just keep going. You can bring up references from the past. You can
Absolutely,
talk
dude.
about future possibilities, but
That's what that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's think about. Let's give our predictions. What do we think is going to happen?
with this,
Yeah. What do you think is going to happen in the next week? You go first.
okay.
Do you think it's going to get better or worse?
Well, I think right now, I think tonight, I think it's going to escalate again. Maybe again tomorrow. But by like night 9, 10, I think it's going to start to like taper. Because we have seen some cities where the cops, they don't show up in their riot gear. They're just there to be like, hey, we understand too. We want
We're
you to
just
understand.
here to make sure things don't go crazy.
Just like today in Waukesha, they
Yeah,
did
it's just
that.
right over by Phil's house, man.
Yeah. So, I think it is going to taper, but I think now you're going to really start seeing some like actual real civil rights being adjusted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because now you could even argue that now women can actually come back and start saying like, well, hey, we want our equal parts too. Like, I want to be paid the same amount of money that you're being made, whether I'm a black woman, white woman, whatever. They're going to really start pushing for everything just to be equal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to change in the future. I think it's going to change tax brackets. I think it's going to change how people get certain benefits and stuff from the government and through the state. Like, it's going to really change a lot of things, because if it doesn't, then yeah, it will lead to that civil war. It's going to lead to that where you're going to start seeing more Capitol buildings being burned down, or courthouses, police stations. The population itself just overwhelms what there is as far as armed forces, but they have the goods, they have the tanks and all that crazy shit. But they can't. I can't say that they can't take it that far, because they can do whatever they want. But I really think that by the time you hit the week 2 marker, day 14, you're going to see less violence for sure. Probably more marches, more like actual organized marches. I think that there's going to be a group that's going to really like come forward to organize something like a real march, like they had back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to really get it going, to show like, hey,
That's what needs to happen. I think that's what really needs to happen.
But I think this is obviously a long-term thing, because the way Congress works and everybody up there, they just like they fucking dick around. They try to add in their little agendas too, so it's like, yeah, we'll pass this, but we're gonna slide this guy in there too.
Subsection in.
And I think it's gonna resolve by the end of the year, per se. Like, I think the violence and the riots are going to stop in like a week or two, but the marches, the protests, the actual vocalization of thoughts and feelings and stuff,
Of actual regulation.
it's going to kind of like slow down come the end of the year. And that's the hope, that going into 2021, that you can start the new year on a clean slate. Everybody can try to start it all over again, because 2020 has really fucked up a lot of people. It's hurt a lot of people mentally, emotionally, obviously physically.
Yeah, man.
This year has been the worst year that I can remember in years past.
Dude,
Like,
and I've been to prison.
yeah.
This is by far the worst shit that I've had to deal with ever. Because in prison, I had no choice, Right now, this is my life. This is our life. We got plans. We got big goals and stuff that we're trying to achieve, man. We're being put on hold because of COVID, because of all of this. Like, that's so fucked, dude. It's so fucked, but that's so funny how you say that. Just like when we get to 2021, it's like, all right, guys, let's all agree. Clean slate. Let's just do this the right way. Can we please all agree to that? Everybody, are we good? Okay, here's some hand sanitizer. Everybody.
I really think, too, you're going to start seeing a lot more psychological evaluations on a more regular basis.
For police officers.
Yeah, for all branches, you know, police officers, military, FBI, CIA, Secret Service, like everybody. You know, it could just take one Secret Service guy to be like, it would say a black man, just like, what the fuck did he just say he's going to do? All right. Wait till I get him back to his limo.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
And everybody does have to be careful what they say and how they act. But that's the thing. We continue to talk about it because it is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the more that people talk about it and they put their personal feelings into it, it can sometimes influence somebody else to feel a certain way too. Just like, you know what? Yeah, he is right.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
It's very tough for a person to be able to block that negativity out of the speech, because in some speeches they say a lot of really great stuff, but then they always throw in those little jabs, and it's just like, dude, you don't have to say that. Like, you can
and just period. That's it.
Just leave
you don't have to throw in the extra shit, dude.
Just can we just learn about it, learn from the mistakes, move forward.
How are we gonna fix it?
Just obviously fucking learn from it. Like, that's what's always been told. Like, you fucked up, well, now learn from it.
What did you learn? That's the dude. As much as I hated that fucking job, Dean Lebecki, Troy Lebecki, what up? Fucking Associated Industries. His dad used to say that shit to me all the time. I'd fuck something up, and the first fucking thing Dean would say to me, "What'd you learn? What'd you learn?" And he'd be like, it'd be playful, and just like, "What'd you learn?" And then other times, like, "What'd you fucking learn?" It'd be mad. But it's just like, it's the truth, man. You fuck up, something goes wrong, figure it out, and then you figure out what you learned. Okay, I learned that I can't eat 2 packs of chili ramen first thing in the morning when my fasting window opens. I learned that yesterday. Okay, so it's not that hard. Dude, it was bad. It was really bad. It was delicious. I haven't had that shit in forever, and that MSG hit me just right, and then came out my butt just wrong. And it was bad. It was bad. Really bad. But we're not talking about that. Either way around it, again, I want to just... I'm sure nobody anywhere near the Floyd family is going to hear this podcast, but we want to send, from Studio DMC, we want to send our deepest sympathies to everybody in the Floyd family for this fucking travesty, because I don't give a shit what the fucking guy was doing. He could have been a criminal or not. I don't give a shit. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong, and what fucking happened was wrong. And there's no way of looking. There's no other way of looking at it. No other way. So that's why I am very much like for the idea of just Derek Chavarin. You're coming with us. You're coming with us. You just let it be. Let it be. We need to. That's what I really feel like needs to start happening. And it sounds really fucking sadistic, but I really feel like we need to start going back to the fucking Wild West, kind of like eye for an eye. Like, dude, that was wrong what you did, and now the world is telling you it's time to pay the fucking piper.
Yeah,
dude, I think that's how it should be. If like the world is unanimously deciding like that guy's got to go, that guy's got to go, and then we're gonna make some rule changes. That's how that shit should be handled.
That'd be really interesting.
And honestly, I really honestly feel like people would be on board with that shit.
Well, that's kind of like what the UN is, but they don't do
executions.
Like
yeah, you know, they just fucking kill people just like immediately. It's like, he did what? Oh, he just knelt on his, and he died? All right, well, yeah.
All in favor to...
Yeah, right, exactly. Where's my melting stick?
Unanimous.
And passed, yeah. Bring him in. Bring him in.
Off with his head.
Right, exactly. Make it a public fucking thing again. Bring like Starship Troopers style, bro.
I saw somebody pull the guillotine out to one of the protests.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It just made me think. I was like, just don't do that to anybody. Like, if do it to the dude, fine. The guy who killed the man.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But don't do that to anybody else. Like,
no,
that'd be fucked up.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I saw some people fuck up this homeless man's like little house. Like, took his mattress, threw it on the fire, and threw his shit in the fire. It's just like, what are you doing? The guy's like freaking out. He's like, that's all I got. And
dude was already homeless.
yeah, it's just like, what?
Get out of my house, motherfuckers! God damn it! Like, dude, that's so sad.
It's just a
so
really
sad,
tough
man.
situation. Like you said earlier, it allows the scums to come out, and it's not even really cool to call them scums either, because they're probably going through some shit too, and they just feel like it's their time to get their retribution on how they've been dealt the shitty hand of life.
Fair. That's fair. I apologize.
so
I'll apologize. I'll apologize for that. I don't want to pre-assume. God bless you. Ooh, yeah. Into your elbow next time, please.
Fuck that. I don't got COVID.
I don't want to make it seem like I know all these people, because I don't. So I apologize for that previous statement.
I didn't mean to make you feel like you had to apologize.
No,
I was just saying,
but you're
like,
absolutely right, though. You're absolutely right, because I don't know those people. I don't know any of them.
What do you mean those people?
My people, bitch. What are you talking about?
I'm
You mean the
like
guys that
one
killed the guy.
I'm Spanish. What are you talking about? European
You white?
and half black. Yeah, Ben
You
Affleck.
bad.
Fuck.
You are white.
That's funny though. I mean, it's not funny, but that reference.
It worked perfect.
All right, it's from Role Models. If you guys haven't
if
seen
you don't
Role
know,
Models,
if you
there's a
don't know.
reference in there.
Yeah. Let's wrap this up. Again, guys, everybody who's involved, who's been involved, who's trying to be involved, understand you will have our support, but please just be smart, be safe. Remember why you're there and what you're protesting for, okay? And if you just so happen to have to bring the ruckus, then make sure you're bringing it in the right fucking directions, man. Focus to the establishment, not to your communities, okay? Because your communities are what's going to help you fucking grow stronger. So just, again, I'm not condoning that behavior. I like the peaceful protest, but the rioting stuff, please don't do that, because it's just bad for business. It's not smart. It's really unsafe. But again, stop.
You're hurting other people.
Exactly. Stop burning down the fucking neighborhoods, please. Okay, stop doing that. But with that being said, we are going to wrap this up. Excuse me. I'm sure you guys have had quite enough of our ramblings. So if you wouldn't mind, swing over to Facebook, like and share the page. dippingmilkandcookies@gmail.com is where you can send all of your content, comments, rude remarks. We are eagerly waiting for the emails that I'm sure that are going to pop up after this one. Yeah, you can catch us on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, baby. Flick the Bean, hell yeah. That's going to be another one of the t-shirts. Flick the Bean with a fat dab. Woo! All right. We're going to get out of here. You guys be safe. Stay healthy. Mike, you want to add anything?
Yeah, I just had an idea.
What's up?
We're going to start the Hug It Out Challenge. We're going to have people start taking pictures of themselves hugging somebody else, doing the hashtag Dipping Milk and Cookies, hashtag Hug It Out, and let's spread the love and try to neutralize some of that hate.
I like it. Make sure you wash your hands before you do that, though.
Garrett and I will start it off today.
There you go. That's perfect. That's a great idea. Hashtag Dipping Milk and Cookies, hashtag Hug It Out. Everybody be good. We love you. I love you.
Love you too, bro.
See you guys next week. Be safe.
Produced by the Dank